Steve Farnsworth, Nadia Brown joining us once again. Good to see the two of you again, and appreciate you helping us as we quarterback our coverage here up in Canada. So, Steve, let me go back to you and ask you what this is going to mean for President Trump.
Well, one of the key things that the impeachment that's going to happen in a few minutes probably will do is really limit his ability to pardon. In cases of impeachment, a presidential pardon is not operative. And so if you were worried, or if some of the Democrats were worried about President Trump basically pardoning everyone involved in this matter, that's going to be a much more difficult legal road to do going forward. But make no mistake about it, the Trump presidency is really on the ropes here. Whether there's a conviction or not, the president is being abandoned by allies. He's being abandoned by staff. That's not to say he doesn't still control the military and the nuclear arsenal and those sorts of things, but make no mistake about it, there's a much bigger repudiation of President Trump right now than there has been at any point in his presidency by Republicans.
Nadia, some Republicans have said that this is just going to be more divisive in a country that needs to heal. It's going to overshadow the inauguration of Joe Biden, leave a bad taste in the mouth of those 74 million Americans who voted for Trump. I mean, we would expect they would say that. Do you buy that, though?
No, there cannot be healing or unity if we don't have accountability. And that's really what our country has grappled with, even going back to the Civil War. And the Republicans at the time, right, who are the party of Lincoln, who pushed for trying to keep our country together at the time, were the ones who made stark claims of what seditious senators and congresspeople had to do in order to come back into our union. And that held up during the Reconstruction period. That didn't all the way work, and now we're seeing some of this come back to haunt us. And so we should learn from our lessons of the past and say that if you want to be a part of a governing institution, if you want to be part of governing our country, you have to be accountable for the things that you did to help to tear our union apart.
Yeah, I just want to show our viewers, if we can, again, the front page of the New York Times today, which says GOP leaders begin to break with Trump. And they're in a very difficult place, Steve, because on the one hand, they know 74 million Republicans voted for Donald Trump. On the other hand, some of those people we saw a week ago rampaging through the House of Representatives and the Senate, the Capitol building itself, those people don't consider themselves Republicans. They consider themselves Trumpists.
Well, they can consider themselves whatever they want. The problem is that for 2 months, President Trump has been encouraging and inciting the violence that emerged on the 6th of January. The Republicans in the House, some of them also were involved in terms of making the case that Joe Biden was not legitimately elected. I mean, we're really talking about months here. This isn't just what happened on January 6th. This is months of argument without evidence, mind you, without support from the voters, without support from the majority of the voters, without support from the Electoral College, without support from the courts. Over and over again, the Trump team was told, your case has no evidence. And yet, Trump continues to promote the lies. And most Republicans, even at this late date, are still raising the issue about whether Biden is legitimate or not.